Well, my name is Rick Zugam. I'm a proud father of Dan, who's been a Chapel Haven resident for about 23 years now. It's been quite a long time and a fascinating journey, but as we came to learn, there's a whole community here of Chapel Haven alumni who continue to live in the area and take advantage of all that Chapel Haven has to offer, well beyond the initial 2-year residential educational program that he got involved with. And so when that time came, he moved out into the community. And with some fits and starts and a lot of risk along the way, a lot of concern about what he was doing on his own and how he was making out. But as it turned out, here we are 23 years later, and he's got a life and we've got a life and our whole family has a life, and he's got one which he just thrives on. Everyone wants to see their child just be happy, do well, have a community to be a part of, and that's what he has here at Chapel Haven. He's gained a great level of independence. He's gained an ability to make better judgments. One of the things we were concerned about is the risks involved in letting him do things on his own. Just the risks of walking down the street, riding a bike down into New Haven. To be neurologically impaired was the language at the time. There were a lot of concerns about his growth, his opportunity to become better educated, to be able to socialize better, to be able to get on with life. And so the thoughts were, how are we going to do this? We were in and out of public education, private education through those years, and came to a point where we were wondering, what was life going to be like? Would he always have to live with us? We were in an area where there wasn't necessarily accessible public transportation. So to visit friends, to go to school, to do all the things that he would do would involve taking him there, taking him, picking him up. And so we wondered, could we ever get out of that situation where he could be on his own? And it was difficult to see at the time, but as we went through the process and got to Chapel Haven and got through all the initial fears and anxiety that we had, we found he had a life for himself and he could be on his own. Any one moment, I think there was just a series of events that took place. I think he was more willing to take the risk of being here than we were about leaving him here. But as we started to have conversations with folks that were working with him and understanding what they were trying to help him with and the kinds of opportunities they were offering and the kinds of sensitivity they had, the warmth they had, the folks here really care, and they provide a sense of family outside the biological family. And we feel very much that we are part of that family. And that grew over time. And it continues to grow as the organization grows, more people involved, more opportunities now than there were 20 years ago. With all sorts of things. You can think about the technological advances that have taken place that allow our folks to do more. Just the environment itself is just so much improved physically when we first started here. So there are continuing things that happen that make us realize that we've made the right choice and that he's got a life well beyond when we're no longer here. Take a chance. Life is full of risks, both for ourselves and for all the members of our family. We worry about them all, but for your children that need a place like this to be able to fulfill their passions and their life's desires, it's worth the risk. Come in knowing that there's going to be a risk, that you're going to worry, that you're going to be anxious, but you had that at home too. So this is just another kind of environment where there's risk involved, and you got to trust the process, and you've got to trust the people here. And you can trust the people here because they really care. Each and every one that we have had the opportunity to work with, to get to know, they all have a passion for what they do, and they have a passion for all of our kids and all of the community members who are part of the growing Chapel Haven family and community.